I can go and talk to someone and there's very little they can tell me that I haven't already deep dived on.
And when you talk about storytelling, because I mean, I think that is really, we've seen this in our own business as well. Once we really start to embrace telling our story better, being more vulnerable, more open, how powerful that was. And it wasn't comfortable at the beginning because we never really thought about it. What's your go-to resource? If someone said, hey, I'd like to learn more about storytelling, Nick, and how that might benefit my business, is there a book or anything that you've come upon that you think would be of great value for people as a starting point to learn more about storytelling?
I actually have a storytelling structure that I've created for this very point. I'm just trying to think if I've ever put it out on an article or anything. If it does, I'll put it in to you for the show notes.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll put the show notes for sure.
Basically, I've read 20 books on storytelling. Just go out and find the one that speaks to you. They all say basically the same thing, but I'll give you the biggest tip I've got of storytelling. Two. I'll give you two.
Yeah.
Context is more important than content, as in you're going to come to your call to action, you're going to come to your brilliant product, service, blah blah, course, whatever. But if you don't give people the context, they will have no idea why it's so why it's so brilliant and you're the genius. And people don't like giving context. You have to think about it. You have to structure it right because it's hard to lay out the context that then goes, and this program is so good. And they go, of course it is, because you've given me all this context about why leadership, blah, blah, innovation, blah, blah, agile, blah, blah. That's unbelievably important. Content is not king. Context is king in engaging people. And then even before the context, you've got to connect with them. And I'm actually watching a show last night, which is by the woman who wrote Girls. It's called Industry. It's about working in a big investment bank in London. It's just come out recently. And this woman gives this junior grad a little sand timer and says, you can't talk about the pitch for whatever asset you're trying to sell until the timer's run out. That whole first bit has to be talking about golf, football, your wife, husband, blah, blah, whatever. Right. And it's a little bit like that for all storytelling. Even when I do a keynote, I can feel some of the sort of more masculine, get shit done clients are wanting me to get onto the content. What's the genius you're going to drop into our company? It's going to unlock transformation. And actually, I spend the first 15 minutes of pretty much every keynote talking a little bit about my journey, a little bit about the world in general, so that when I come for the sucker punch and the big stuff, they've got the right, just in the right mind world, the right frame. And then I pop it in and it goes, oh, great. Because if you just go straight to the bit, people often walk around going, he seemed good. She seemed smart. I like them. No idea why they think they're such a genius. Right. And then they walk away. They don't buy from you. Yeah. Right. And that's a tough lesson because it takes design. It takes rethinking about, it takes reordering slides 20 times. It takes rewriting your LinkedIn profile 100 times. I mean, I still write mine every 3 months. I'm not saying religiously, but roughly every 3 months, I realize it's totally out of date of my own story of myself. Right. So I then rewrite it with who I am now. And I haven't changed, obviously, but my narrative about how all these dots come together make more sense to me every day that I'm living in this life.
Right.